In our last video, we backtested the raw MACD crossover. Win rate, 39%. Expected return, 1.02% per trade. But the win rate failed our quality gate, so we built an AI loop to try to fix it. We gave Claude Code one job: improve the MACD strategy. 40 generations, 497 stocks, and what it found is going to depend entirely on what you mean by the word better. Here is the loop we built to find a better MACD strategy. Claude Code generates a new signal function, a Python function with MACD conditions. The evaluator tests it across 497 tickers over 6 years of data. It computes per trade win rate and expected return. If the strategy passes the quality gate, it joins the population. The best survivors are mutated into the next generation. Repeat 40 times. This loop is inspired by Karpathy's auto-research project and the AI scientist paper. Closed loop: code generation, evaluation, selection, mutation. Fitness is one number that scores how good a strategy is. The higher, the better. It has 3 components. 60% comes from out-of-sample expected return, what the strategy earns per trade on data it never trained on. 20% from in-sample expected return, and 20% from out-of-sample win rate. Out-of-sample is weighted 3 times heavier than in-sample. That penalizes strategies that only work on data they were trained on. In other words, it penalizes overfitting. Generation 22 scored 0.494. Before a strategy can enter the population, it must pass 3 gates. 1. Win rate above 45%. 2. Expected return above 0, it must be profitable per trade. 3. At least 20 trades in the out-of-sample period, enough data to be statistically meaningful. Miss any one of these and the strategy is eliminated. All 3 must pass. This is why the raw MACD crossover fails. Its win rate is only 39%. Before we see what the AI did, let us understand what we are working with. MACD, moving average convergence divergence, compares 2 exponential moving averages. The MACD line is EMA 12 minus EMA 26. The signal line is a 9-period moving average of MACD. When the MACD line crosses above the signal line, that is the buy signal. That is the raw MACD crossover. Simple. Win rate, 39%. The AI's job: improve that number. Generation 1. First attempt: MACD above signal plus an EMA 200 filter to confirm the long-term trend. 497 stocks tested. Win rate, 36%. That is actually worse than the raw MACD crossover. Gate fail. The AI made the strategy stricter and it got worse. Adding conditions does not automatically improve win rate. The right condition matters. One of the most powerful filters for trading signals is RSI, the Relative Strength Index. It measures how overbought or oversold a stock currently is on a scale of 0 to 100. Above 70, the stock may be overbought, a dangerous time to buy a momentum signal. The AI's key insight: if we only take MACD crossover signals when RSI is below a ceiling, we filter out the noisy overbought trades. But where should that ceiling be? That is what 40 generations will figure out. Generation 5. The AI adds one condition: RSI must be below 70. What happens? Win rate jumps from 36% to 49%, 13 percentage points in one mutation. The gate requires 45, we blew past it. First gate pass ever. Fitness, 0.345. Why does an RSI ceiling work? It removes the crossovers that happen when a stock is already overbought. Those trades tend to reverse quickly, dragging win rate down. Generation 14 adds a second MACD condition. MACD must also be above 0. What does MACD above 0 mean? When MACD is above 0, EMA 12 is above EMA 26. The medium-term trend is already bullish. You are not just catching a crossover, you are catching a crossover in an uptrend. Win rate, 45.5%. And because the dual MACD filter is stronger, the RSI ceiling can be raised from 70 to 80, allowing more trades in. Fitness, 0.423. Generation 18 does something surprising. The AI removes the EMA 200 filter. Why remove a condition? Because MACD above 0 already proves that EMA 12 is above EMA 26. That is not opinion, it is math. MACD equals EMA 12 minus EMA 26. If MACD is positive, EMA 12 must be higher than EMA 26. Any additional EMA filter is checking a condition that dual MACD already enforces. Removing the redundant condition. Fitness improves from 0.423 to 0.464. Generation 22. The AI raises the RSI ceiling from 80 to 82. Win rate, 45.2%. Fitness, 0.494. 3 conditions: MACD above signal, MACD above 0, RSI below 82. Then 39 more mutations were tested. RSI at 83, win rate drops 0.4 below the gate. Drop dual MACD, win rate collapses. Add EMA filters, redundant, fitness drops. None of 39 mutation directions improved on Generation 22. This is the AI's final answer. Here is the full picture. Every one of 40 generations, each dot is a strategy the AI tested. Gray dots failed the quality gate. Cyan dots passed. Gold dots are the milestones. The AI went through 21 failed attempts before its first gate pass at Generation 5. Generation 14 broke through again. Generation 22 found the peak. After that, flat. 40 rounds of I mutation converged on 3 conditions. Now the direct answer. The AI Champion versus the raw MACD it was built to improve. Raw MACD, win rate 39.1%. Expected return per trade, plus 1.02%. Average winning trade, plus 8.58%. Gate, fail. AI Champion, MACD above signal, MACD above 0, RSI below 82, win rate 45.2%. Expected return per trade, plus 0.51%. Average winning trade, plus 5.06%. Gate, pass. Look at those numbers again. The raw strategy earns more per trade, 1.02 versus 0.51. Its average win is bigger, 8.58 versus 5.06. On those 2 measures, the raw strategy looks better. And yet, the evolved strategy is more consistent, 45.2% win rate versus 39. The AI did not find a higher returning version of MACD. It found a more consistent one. Whether that is better depends entirely on what you are trying to optimize. So did the AI beat the raw MACD? Here is the honest answer. On expected return per trade, no. Raw MACD earns more. On win rate consistency, yes. 45.2 versus 39. The AI found what it was asked to find, a strategy that passes the quality gate. 3 real insights from 40 generations. First, an RSI ceiling is the lever that moves MACD win rate from 36 to 45. Second, MACD above 0 makes EMA filters mathematically redundant. Third, what you optimize for determines what you get. The Champion, MACD above signal, MACD above 0, RSI below 82. Subscribe to Backtest Lab for a new strategy test every week. The Champion Backtest code is on Patreon, link in the description.